Well, hi, good morning, and thank you so much for joining me in my shop here. Today is February 7th. The crashing sounds are just cats in the background. And this morning there's a blizzard outside, and so the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the weather radar here and see what exactly is going on. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're looking at IntelliCast here because the Canadian system, as usual, is down when there's a heavy snow. Very, very annoying. So I live right here, and you can see this band of snow coming off the lake. Let's make it move here. So you see the snow develops up here, and then it just comes and dumps on the ground right here, right on top of us. So it literally is a blizzard outside. I wouldn't try driving in it. I don't think you can see well enough to drive. It's just coming down like crazy. Yeah, I had to go put my garbage out at the end of my driveway this morning in this kind of stuff. I got snow laid. Snow laid? Okay, back to the machine here. So the fact is, I'm not too hopeful about fixing this guy. And I'm trying to remember back to the last time I had it on my bench, because up until yesterday my thinking was this thing's ready to go. But after fiddling with it yesterday, I started thinking, you know what, maybe the last time I tried using this it displayed this reverse meter problem. And yeah, so anyway, how to even approach this? So the two observations I've made are when you set this to line, nothing happens. That's all. The line indication doesn't come up at all. Although it appears as if the line adjust is doing the trick. And the meter going backwards, it almost makes you think, maybe there's something wrong with the meter wiring. Now I also have a vague memory of having done something with the meter reverse switch here. But I don't remember what, of course. And you might say, hey, Jim, why don't you just watch your last video? No. No, I'd rather just start from scratch. So I've got to get this out of the case. I've taken the screws out. So we're going to lift this out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on the floor here and then lift the unit back up. Weird. Okay, I think I may have bent it getting it out. Oh my gosh. I don't know what was happening there. Catching on something? Anyway, I'm sure I didn't fix it just there. If anything, I made the situation worse. Yikes. Okay. Let's take a look underneath. Tip this right up like this. There we go. Oh, it's got a couple tubes. Hey, we should test those tubes. I'm sort of vague in remembering now. Here's some of the work I did. And I put in this control here, which I got it in backwards. I suppose I can correct it now. Why couldn't I correct it? Maybe there's a ground problem with this? Can't remember offhand. The meter reverse switch is right here. This is the meter reverse switch, which I have some memory of doing something. Doesn't look like it though. Oh no, that's okay. I was going to say here's a wire that's loose, but it's not. Well, there we are. Okay. Fantastic. Testing the tubes is not a stupid thing to do. I think I will start with that. Great. Watch out, Bert. Almost stepped on my cat here. Okay, we'll start with the miniature tube. It's a 6x4. Let's see if you can see inside that there are four wings of plates, if you like, cooling plates sticking out, and the rectifier part's right in the center. Sorry about the light. Hard to see through there. Not so focused anyway. Okay, so I have this set, I think, for 6x4. 6x4. 2 tests. So first one is JR 06070, 06070, and 0 on the bias because it's a rectifier, 20 to make the English work, and we're set to English. There we go. English means replacing good. Setting up 6.3. It's very bright. Okay, short circuit check. I'm watching for the light here. No shorts. P3 for a rectifier. It has to come. Well, I guess we're just using the good and replace. Good. Okay, that was another test. 0, 3. So we change the 6 to a 3. Everything else stays the same. P3. So I don't think this tube's causing a problem. And I'll take the other tube out here. Oh my gosh, what's that? Cat test. Great big rectifier. 5U4. Great big 5U4. Chances of this not working very low. U4. Okay. 5 volts on the heater. HR. Heater connection 0, 6, and zeros. 035. Make the English work. Okay, tube goes in. That's a big one. So the fuse lights come on. This is like a dim bulb thing happening here. This is just drawing so much power it caused the fuse light to come on. So we should check the line. Adjust. Down a little low. Again, because this thing's drawing so much. My assistant has shown up. Hey Bert, what are you doing? You looking for trouble? Can I find some trouble here? What's wrong with that machine? Did you know? No. I ask them all the time, what's wrong here? Can you help me fix it? Can't. There's no help. No help. P3. What was that? What's going on there? Jumping like that. I've never seen that before. I think it must be the button. Don't quite know what that was. And the good. Okay, and the other test, it's all the same except 6 becomes 4. Excuse me, rectifier. She's good. So, okay. I didn't really expect it to. What are you doing here? Didn't expect this to work out. Need cat time all the time now. That's part of my psychology program, self-help program. Spend time with the cats. Okay, wow. From here, it's really going to be tough to figure out what the heck could have happened here with this guy. So this is not the rheostat I changed. This is the one I changed here. and install it backwards. Put a capacitor here. New power cord. Oh my gosh, he is really busy over here. What are you up to? There must be something to play with around here. I think that's what he's saying. We might as well look at the cat, because I don't know what to do with the machine. I have to come up with some method here, some kind of approach. Okay, I'm going to take a little break. Coffee's ready now. Get myself a cup of coffee, and then we'll think of something here. I don't know what, but I don't know. Where are you going now? He's heading down. Yeah, if you jump into this, you're in for a surprise. let's put that there. Okay, man. Okay, that's enough. Coffee time, definitely. Even a few seconds it took me to turn on the camera. I changed my mind about what I was going to do. So I was thinking, well, the meter doesn't show any line adjust voltage, and so why don't we go after the line adjust problem? Maybe we'll start with the line adjust switch. And then I suddenly realized, wait a minute, the line adjust control still adjusts the line. You could see it go up and down in the pilot light. So the problem really is the meter's ability to read this, not the machine's ability to do the function. So that then brings us around to the meter. Right. Oops. So it didn't help much. Now there's a meter switch right here. I had this vague memory of fiddling with it, but it sure doesn't look like it. So, I don't see that there can be anything out of sorts here. The meter does operate on other settings, so stuff does get to the meter. Okay, clearly we got to look at the schematic. It's the only hope. So I find this, overwhelming looking at this diagram. I find even one of these rotating multiple switches, like a band switch in a radio, hard enough to comprehend. Look at this thing. So I'm trying to think of an approach to this. Let's zoom in a little bit. We'll look at some key parts. So here's the meter, capacitor across it to dampen it. There's the meter reversing switch there. And this would be, I don't know, on this diagram, rather than name these switches, they just put numbers on them. This is switch 4A. I don't know what switch 4A does, and it's not easy to find out, but I'll probably have to do that. This is probably the meter selector switch, almost certainly. So you would be selecting the line position here on this switch. Now if I look at the machine and pick line, there's only 5 positions on the switch. Yeah. So I'm not going to pick this apart right now. I'm just looking at sort of the general areas. So meter, reversing switch, and then selecting switch. Seems to be hooked up into this apparatus here too. A little transformer. A little diode. Okay, now somewhere there is the, I just said it, right here. I was going to say the switch that selects the line, there's the rheostat that adjusts the line. That's not really associated directly with this stuff. Let me shrink this a bit. Here my cats are bashing the house apart in the So here's the rheostat here, or variable resistor. This is the part I changed, and I have it wired backwards. That's not right. No, that's not true. I didn't change this part. This part's original. The part I changed is another adjustment. Maybe this one here, I don't know. And it's another adjustment I changed. So this is the original. You move this, it does change the operation of the machine. There's no question. It's changing just the primary voltage on this. Look at this gigantic transformer here. And another one right here. This looks like this is probably the heater voltage selector switch. But you know, they don't give a hint. Parasitic suppressor. Parasitic suppressor. You need something like that inside a tube tester? Well, I think the best thing I can do is try to draw out the circuit that energizes the meter from the line. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to go drink coffee and think about it. I don't know. I'm not hopeful here. Okay, well, here's what I got so far. Not too much, but here's the meter. Capacitor across it to dampen the meter. Reversing switch. Meter switch. Diode. All the stuff I saw before. Meter switch. So I haven't got too much to say here. I just kind of realized what I need to do is a couple thoughts I had. One was, when this thing is reading the line on the meter, the feed for that purpose is quite different from the feed for the regular purpose, which is all the testing. All the testing, I think, is happening over here, I think. And so you could look for lines coming from over here. And you can see a bunch going up here, and some of them do get up into this area. So I'm looking for lines that go somewhere else. And also, you know, the meter is not hooked up to the line. It's hooked up to any output on any of these transformers. Any one of them is going to do the job. So a line could go almost anywhere in here. I need to figure out the position of this switch. That's what I need to do. That's most important. Okay, let's do that. You know, it's funny. Sometimes I come in here and I'm ready to, after doing a little studying like that, to make some clear statements, and I open my mouth and there's no clear statements coming out. So, okay, that's why I come in here and start saying stuff and don't know what I'm talking about. So we're on the line here. Okay, let's take a look. We're on the line. I'm going to study this switch here. So there's going to be some long, like this long terminal here. I would point with something better. Give me a little more light. So this one's long, and then right opposite, this one is long. It's always touching the rotating ring. And all the rest of these are just picking up a little tab when it comes by. So we can figure out what's hooked up to what pretty easily. So we're on the line setting. So we can see that, where's the contacts? Are right here. Right here. Right here. So this white wire. See, and then that's the end of that. How can you trace these things, for crying out loud? It's crazy. It's a white wire here. It's coming down here. I mean, where's this going to even take me? White wire. Oh, it's going to this transformer. That's maybe it right here. Count down here. Okay, so we assume that's what that is. That's the transformer feed coming in that's going to feed AC towards the meter, and that diode is going to turn it into DC, and the meter's going to read it. And the whole thing's been calibrated with stuff, resistors and whatnot, so it makes sense, so it reads properly. So that's one side. Now the other side. The other side is here. No, yeah, that's the short one. That's the contact. It's going to these two components. From there, it's connecting over to, oh my god, there's another, these contacts here. Well, okay, I guess the meter's got to be connected all the time for the meter to work. So various ways in which the meter is connected in, but the one way we're interested in is through here, through here, through this, to here. Okay, so where's it go from here? So from here, it's going through this up to this switch, which is the test switch. Hey, I just wanted. Was I just doing something wrong, and that's why it didn't read? Something I think I did it right when I never did. There's really nothing wrong here. I had to convince myself that there's something wrong. I need convincing. Otherwise, I could be just sitting here chasing nothing for no good reason. Is there ever a good reason for chasing nothing? Can you tip this guy? Can he sit like that? Yeah, I can actually. Not the best, but... Okay, so the objective here is to plug the machine in, turn it on, and then check to make sure the meter is not behaving the way I think it should be. You have the reverse normal switch there. You have the meter selector switch here. It's online right now, and we've got this guy. Oops, this guy. Meter selector switch, reverse switch, and this guy all having, and this having a bearing on it. I can't imagine it's going to work. I just can't imagine. But let's give it a try. So right now we're off. I'm going to put it on. Okay, and we're going to switch it on through the dim bulbs because I'm checking. Look at that. Wow. Really, this thing really draws a lot of power. I guess that's that big 5U4. That's really drawing the power. Well, is it possible the line was just so low it's off the meter? No, that's not likely. Because I've got the dim bulbs in 86 volts. Let's put it up in the range of normalcy here. Wow, wouldn't it be great if the world had a big knob you could turn it and then the world became normal? We need a normalcy knob in the world. Okay, so that's 107 volts. That's enough. That's got to be enough for the machine. Okay, so we're in the line mode and the thing should be up here already. Am I mistaken about that? Isn't this where the line is supposed to go? I mean, oh, what's happening? Hey, come on, baby, you can do it. It started going up on its own. What was that? Tapping things. Only I can't see what I'm tapping. Where am I? I can't see what I'm tapping. What am I tapping? Tap this thing. I can't tap stuff like this. I have to set this. I can make this tappable. So it's not come up a little bit. That kind of suggests switch contact, not very good. Watch the light here, and I'm going to turn the adjustment. It's definitely going up and down. There's no doubt about it. So, meter switch is not making contact? We're in test position. We're in off position. I would think this is the proper setting to do the line adjustment. Well, it started coming up when I was fiddling around here. I'll fiddle around here some more. Meter normal reverse switch. Test. Hold. Anybody, somebody make this thing work. It started coming up. Started coming up. What does that tell you? Oh, there it goes again. I wasn't doing anything. some kind of contact problem. What if I wrap the machine? Let me bring down my official machine wrapping tool. We'll wrap it. That just bounced up, didn't it? Ooh. Doesn't really matter where I'm wrapping it, I don't think. Yes, this is a rubber mallet repair technique. If you're really stupid, you can use this on your own head too. No, I think it's just bouncing up. Oh no, that was not a bounce. Something pulled it up there. Loose wire up in this area. that's a good. Okay, I'm going to rearrange this so we can continue testing it in a better position. I can stick wrap it in the back. I live in an area that normally gets a lot of snow every winter, and last winter not so much. This winter, this is what it looks like out there. This is out the front of my house. That's my neighbor's house there. That's my neighbor blowing the snow out of his driveway. Kind of a waste of time in my view right now. And you can see there's my recycling, which I just put out a short while before I took this photo. This was earlier this morning, just before I started in the shop here. And you can kind of see how high the snow is coming up the railing of my deck here, just not very high. So just to give an idea of what goes on in my house, this is my living room window, and this is, you can see the two cats sitting here. They have these nice cat perches, and they can sit and look out the window. And I've got a bird feeder just over here out of sight, and they spend a great deal of time watching birds flying in here and squirrels running along the ledge here. So that's what they do much of the day. Let's go back. We'll go this way. So this is now currently. I took the picture so you can see this stuff is kind of buried in the snow there. Mine, I guess, is hidden behind the railing. You can see the snow has come way up on here. This is just during the time I've been in my shop this morning. That's the snow falling, frozen in the photograph. That's my light standard on my sidewalk in front of my house. So give you some idea how much snow is there. There's a lot. And this is looking out on my deck through a kitchen window, which has a screen, which is why the picture looks so weird. And we often use this to judge how much snow is out there. This is my deck table, table and chairs normally sitting here. And you can just see how much snow there is on top of there. And these are icicles hanging down from the roof, and you can see some trees in the background. Well, anyway, that gives you some idea of what's happening here. I got to look at the weather. Let's take a look at the weather here. I think it's going to be this right here. So we'll just refresh this. How much more of this are we going to get? So I'm located right here. And it would look like we're going to get another, who knows? Who knows what this is going to develop into? All this is going to come down and come over top of this area. Wow. Okay. Probably a lot more snow coming. Wow. Okay. Okay. So you can see the meter up in the top right corner, and there's my hand in front of it, and it's upside down because that's just the way it's going to be. My camera's up. The meter is upside down. So, okay, power on. Set to line, are we not? We are set to line. Okay. Do some tapping. It was up around the meter. In fact, that's kind of. Watch the meter, Jim. The problem could be anywhere in this thing, if it is even a loose connection, because when I was sledgehammering it, it didn't respond at all. somehow, you would think. If it's a loose connection, the sledgehammering or wiggling the key switches should have revealed it. I doubt it would be any of this stuff in here. Could be anything over here, maybe. So this whacking it with a stick thing has been a very successful technique for me over the years. And I have found a lot of stuff this way. Stuff that would be really hard to find otherwise. Somebody, anybody, even just a momentary flick would help. What's left? Down here. These are pretty solid parts down here. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, wouldn't you know it, I was looking away from the meter. I looked back, I saw it was going back to 0. What was it here? You know, I have a great tendency, like anybody would, to look at the end of the stick while I'm flicking it like this. And that's what happened. I looked at the stick instead of the... Come on, do it again. Was there some kind of calibration control for this specific thing? And that calibration control has got dirt in it or something. I'm looking at all these blue calibration controls here. Well, this is easy to find out. We can just turn every one of them a little tiny wee bit. And we'll see if any of these... And just turn them and then return them. Goodness knows I've destroyed the calibration in this. I don't think it's very well calibrated anyway. No. No. None of these. Oh, there's more stuff. Oh, there's all kinds down in there too. Whew. Stick a metal screwdriver down there. What are those? All kinds of adjustments here. Okay, metal screwdriver. Here. No, and the last one. This has to be the one. This has to be the one. No. How about more of those kinds of things somewhere else? See them, they're all in this panel. Hey, how about a loose tube? How about it? Well, let's go back to whacking it because I was whacking down here, moving across. I mean, you know what's going to be wrong on this transformer? It's rugged. Here. What exactly is down there? Well, I'm whacking away at nothing. There's nothing there. This is where it might be something. Well, maybe it was just a complete coincidence. I mean, we did see the meter do its thing yesterday, just spontaneously, without me even breathing on it. Is it actually backwards right now? Oh, well, you know what? The meter's upside down hanging, so the balance in the meter movement's off. So it's probably why it's not on 0. Well, maybe we'll just, you know, Don't give up too quick here. I hope I didn't miss the... I keep looking away from the meter movement. Well, the fact that the meter came up and went back down, and during that time, I could not replicate that by doing this stick step, really suggests that it's not a sticky thing. It's going to be a component problem. Some component? What component is there? Where's that diode? Of course, assumably, anytime the meter is reading upscale, it's that diode that's doing the job. Goodness knows where the diode is in here. This is a kit, and so I think this was kit built. So somebody built this as a kit, and the instructions that I've been looking at are kit instructions, so they're fairly detailed. Let's just throw a few switches and goof around here a bit. See what happens. That's the filament voltage switch. Switch to a life test. That's the life test. The light gets bright there. Briefly. A life test, the way that usually works is they're just putting a little extra voltage on something, like maybe the heater or other way around. They're taking voltage off, and then you're watching to see how fast the meter drops. Life tests. Let me tell you about life testing. When I was working at Toronto Hydro, we had a lot of very old lead-covered cable, paper insulation, and oil, and a lead, basically in a lead pipe, about that big, pretty big stuff. But a new guy had come in town. New game was being played. Plastic cable. See, making the old lead cable with the paper tapes on it was a very, very difficult process. But there are ways to make plastic insulated cable where you just put the conductor through a die and you just squeeze the plastic onto it. Out she comes, all done. Well, not quite all done, but way cheaper. So there was huge interest in industry to come up with a cable where you could just extrude plastic insulation on it. So the industry or somebody somewhere built some of these new extruded cables and put them through life testing and determined that this cable would probably operate safely without failure for 1,000 years. That was an actual determination done from the study. How do you do life testing? You know, you beat the cable up, you make it hot, I don't know, you stomp on it, do whatever you like to try to imitate age or time going by. 1,000 years for this cable. You know what it turned out to be? 12 years. But during those 12 years, one country, the United States, installed a ton of this cable. And it all started failing. Now, where I worked at Toronto Hydro, we had installed a small amount of this. It's called XLPE, for cross-linked polyethylene cable. Also large cable with a solid plastic insulation, like this. These cables are running at 8,000 volts from conductor to ground, or 13,000 volts between conductors. So there's a lot of voltage, a lot of power there. So we only installed a few. This problem was developing as I was doing this job of investigating cable failures. That was my job at the time. I don't want to get too far into this. And we started having failures on this plastic cable. And I very quickly learned that this stuff was just installed 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 14 years ago, and it's just popping. I won't go into the details of what was wrong with it, but there was actually a problem with all that cable that had not been anticipated. The point of my whole story is life testing. 1,000 years. I realized after that life testing of stuff is no different than saying we want to find out what happens to a 60-year-old man, but we don't have one handy. So we'll take a 40-year-old man, we'll make him run around that track twice, and then we'll test him as if he's a 60-year-old man. No, no. No, you're going to get a 40-year-old man who's run around the track twice. Yeah, so, you know, they got to do it. They got to try to do these life test things. So anytime I see a life test, I think back to the story I just told you. And this was a major disaster. By the way, the old cable, if it was operated carefully, the old paper-insulated lead-covered cable, if it was operated carefully, would last almost indefinitely. With a plastic cable, even if you didn't put power down it, even if you didn't even energize it, if you left it on the cable reel sitting in your yard, 12 years later, the cable would be shot. Okay, anyway, oh, so exciting. In the meantime, I've been watching that meter and it hasn't moved a bit. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I have lots more interesting stories about old cables, but I won't tell them now. I just couldn't walk away from this, so I've kept poking, and guess what? I think I found something. Let's see if I can poke it back into existence. It was right up in here somewhere, and I just stopped and turned on the camera. Right in here. Bad switch? Dirty switch? Let me swing this around. Funny how I did all that poking while the camera was running, and then I stopped it in a matter of just a few seconds. I found this. Okay, hang on a sec here. Ah, terrible reflection there. Okay, we should be able to see the meter move if it does. I was touching right in here. Oh yeah. Well, that's really dirty. That switch is really, really dirty. Let me hit it with some, what do we got here? We got some of this. Which switch is that? That's the test. This is the test. Is this the one I'm poking on? There it is. Okay, I'm going to turn the unit off because this stuff can catch fire here. Oh, jeepers. What is wrong with this stuff? I mean, it just spews air all the time. There's a little bit on there. Black stuff's pretty loose here. It comes off pretty easy. That's the tab itself that's doing the contact there. Likewise over here. Hello, kitty. Oh, climbing up my leg here. Yeah, I hear ya. Okay, think that made any difference? I don't know. We're gonna give it a try here. Let me just get my camera a little better. Meow. Okay, here we go. Oh, Cat has come up to assist with the situation. Just back up here a little bit. Okay, you know what? I don't know if I can turn this on with you up here on the counter. Quick paw in the wrong spot, and that'll be too bad. So you're going down. You gotta go down, buddy. You gotta go down. There you go. Okay. Yeah, you know, you're disappointed. Okay, switching on. And we're in the line setting. Where are we in? We're in the line setting. So it should go up. Here we go. Okay, so it didn't do anything. It didn't get anywhere. There it comes again. Coming again. I think maybe. Oh, we're stepping on my computer. What? They're still going? They're still going here? Yeah, yeah. Cat, please. You like the sound of a cat purring? There he is. You're looking for trouble, aren't you? Okay, you go down and find some trouble. We'll look over there. There's trouble over that way. Actually, wherever he goes, there's trouble. Okay, see if we get the meter popping up again. You really did it. And you had some. Oh, don't scare me like that, Cat. Coming around again, he is. So we see nothing happening here now. Nothing happening now. Was I imagining what I saw? Did it really seem to come from here? I don't like touching these things with my other hand here. It's just not going to happen. But I got these things set right. Definitely on the line. We're on line. Let's try the meter reverse thing. Looks like maybe a capacitor's discharging there. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? If you can't set the line voltage, then the calibration is off on this. It may be off for other reasons anyway. Not the least of which is me twiddling all this stuff. I am flummoxed here about how to proceed with this. How do you even track this kind of thing down? Just poking at my own work here. I could take the time now to reverse this. Backwards control. I don't know. I'm stuck. I don't know. Don't know. So I think I'm going to have to stop right here because the snow is falling like crazy, and I've got to go outside and blow it out of my driveway before there gets to be so much snow even my snowblower won't be able to handle it. And I got a big snowblower, so okay. Don't know where I'm going with this. Maybe we'll look at it again tomorrow, or I'm going to put it all away and say, well, too bad for that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So thanks a lot for watching to this point, and have a great day. Shovel some snow.